family, it's Carolyn, and welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new, this is where we talk about life. We talk about things that happen in life and give ourselves strategies and principles and ideas and ways to handle this journey called life. We all need help in it because there's so many things that is going on, and sometimes we just don't know how to handle it. We want to always affirm and encourage you. This is life, but you can and will make it in it. So I just wanted to talk to you today, kind of on the same vein that we've been talking about. It's really been on my mind about how to get us from one point to another and starting working on things in our lives. Because remember, it's all about strategies to help us do the process, right? So, what I want to talk to you today and encourage you today about is this. Many times in the journey called life, we feel like it's over. Something happens, you may be depressed, you may be feeling like you can't make it, um, things are not turning out like you thought they would. Maybe you're older and you thought, I should be further along in my life than this. I thought I would have more. Some of you that want children, you may have thought, I should have had, been married, have children by now. My life should be different. I was expecting to be different. And when it isn't like we thought it was going to be, we start to feel some kind of way. Some kind of way. And when we wake up in the morning, we're feeling that way. We're feeling like this is not working. I don't think I can take this. And it has happened to so many people that they felt like they could make it. And unfortunately, for so many, even young people now, we're hearing a lot about it. It just feel like, what's the point? Why go on with it? And some are not. Sadly, some are not. Some are saying this is it. Nothing's ever going to change. So I'm out of here. And some are taking their lives, young and old. It's been such a crazy time and going through COVID and being locked up and we're trying to find our bearings. We're trying to get what do they call it? Like your sea legs. You're trying to find balance in your life. You're trying to find balance in your job, your house, your own personal thoughts, just your own personal life. And it seems like things are out of balance. And then you hear something on the news and it's totally out of balance. And it just seems like everything is crazy. But in this time, I want to encourage you. Take a breath. Take a breath. Just stop, be still, and breathe. Just take a breath. Because the affirmation station is all about good news. It's about good news. It's about help. It's about getting us from, one place to another, one point to another. And that's what I was thinking about for you today that might be feeling overwhelmed, might be feeling things should be better by now. I should be better. I should have more. I should not still be struggling like I was. You may be feeling that way. But I want to tell you that and encourage you in the fact that your life, it's a novel. It's a thick book. It's thick. It is not a short story. It's thick book. I even think of it like a song. It's a thick book. Pages keep turning and turning. So when I'd like for you to hear that today, that what looks like it's never going to change, it's never going to turn around, I want to encourage you. Turn the page. Allow yourself to turn the page and go on to the next day. It was so funny during the oil spill in New Orleans some years ago. I hope I said it right. New Orleans, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. But there was an oil spill there, and a lot of the fishermen, it was just devastating. Oil was everywhere, all in the Gulf. The fish were dying, the shrimp were dying. I'll never forget this. there was one man who owned a boat, and he was so devastated that he decided to end his life in that moment because he thought his life was over. He thought his business was over. He wouldn't be able to take care of his family, all of those things. Well, the thing about it was that the very next day, the oil company that was responsible for the spill gave the fishermen and all of that millions of dollars so that they would not lose their businesses. But the problem was, tragically, that fisherman said, "My life is over," because he didn't know this strategy, this truth. Our lives are novels. They're thick. Every day a page is turning in it. Every day we have the capacity or the ability to step into a new page of a book. I know you've all read a book at one time or another. Hopefully you're readers now. But the best thing about it is we can always turn the page. But, that can kind of be a two-way thing now that I'm thinking about it. Sometimes when I'm reading a book, I will dogleg a page because I want to go back to that page because it was really something good and I wanted to read that again. Or sometimes I'll have a bookmark maybe in the front of the book. I have a bookmark in the middle. I have a bookmark almost to the end because I want to remember what was in there. That's good for reading a book. But when we think about our lives as a novel, as a book, for those things that we think are not changing, that are just the same, that can actually be a bookmark at the end of a chapter. And we forget to take the bookmark out and turn the page. Think about that part. We can stay there at the end of that chapter and not turn the page to a new chapter. That fisherman, if he had waited another day, millions of dollars would have been, part of the millions of dollars would have been in his business. He would not have lost his business. But because he thought it was over and he took his life and even leaving his family behind, all it would have taken was one more day, one more page turn, and the problem would have been solved. His family would have been taken care of. I encourage you, when you feel like you cannot take another day, that it never looks like it's going to change, just wait. Turn the page. Don't put a period where God has placed a comma, where God has just placed the end of a chapter. And all you need to do is turn the page, because that chapter is actually over. And there's a new chapter coming. And even if at the beginning of the chapter, there's some words or situations from the last chapter, I want to encourage you, keep reading, keep living, keep living, keep it moving. Don't stop. Don't stop. Even if you're discouraged, don't stop. Keep turning the pages. And then keep expecting. This is going to be a better day today. This is going to be a better day today. And if things don't turn out that well today, say, but I have tomorrow. And I'm going to step into the next chapter or the next page of my book tomorrow. I refuse to make my life a short story. That's our encouragement today. Don't let your life be a short story. Don't let it, just take you under because of a season. I think in our first video together, we talked about Ecclesiastes. There's a time for every purpose. So if there's a time, that means there's the end of this chapter. Even though it looks like, oh my God, how am I ever going to get out of this? This is so devastating. Trust me, you will get out of it. You can turn the page. The page is going to turn, and it will get better. It will get better. So don't put a bookmark in a place that God has placed a comma, and you need to turn it. Take the bookmarks out. You may have a lot of them, like those pages that I would turn down because I wanted to go back there. You don't need to go back. There's some new pages in front of you. There's new life for you. So I want to encourage you today and affirm the fact that this life, it is a process, but you can and you will make it. Your life is a novel. It's a thick book. Keep turning the pages. Be blessed. Have a great day.